Now we're going to talk about more on the retirement stuff, but instead we're going to be talking about 8 of the cheapest countries that you should move to if you are at the retirement age and you want to make sure you can afford to continue to take care of yourself. So, it says for some people, retirement can mean a career change. For others, it might mean more time to devote to a hobby or passion. For many retirees, moving to another country is a goal, whether it's for adventure or a change of scenery or a reduction in living expenses. It's well known that moving outside the U.S. can help keep costs down, particularly if you're leaving a large city, just as Mr. Fox is here. Just as at home, though, the budget will vary depending on the location, lifestyle, and your personal needs. Most retirees can accomplish that and live quite well in a variety of places. So, from Latin America to Asia and Europe, retirees are finding homes in plenty of communities where living is more affordable. Weather, location, healthcare access, language and visa qualification, and income requirements are among many considerations that go into deciding on a retirement destination. Financial advisors, experienced travelers, and experienced retirees can help you here, and the Social Security Administration and Internal Revenue Service. Okay, so my first thing to say is if you are at the retirement age, I would say definitely think about your health. Okay, so if the doctors you've been having for the past 20 to 30 years are in the U.S., do you really want to leave that behind when they have all your medical records on file and they pretty much know you for real? That's something I would factor in too, because you're really, at an age where, healthcare becomes even more important, where you're not as young as you used to be, where you could possibly get by without that. So I would check into the healthcare part first. Then it says these are some of the cheapest countries to retire with a comfortable lifestyle. Okay, so Mexico was listed in the number one spot, just south of the United States, with warm weather and a wide variety of places to live, miles of coastline, and beautiful cities. Mexico is a popular destination for retirees and vacationers. Staying at a resort is different from living somewhere full time, though, so if you're planning to retire in Mexico or any destination, you should factor in a lengthy stay beforehand to get a better feel for the place as a home. So, if you're thinking Mexico, it's time that you plan the trip there and stay for an extended visit, maybe 6 to 8 months before you fully officially move there. And then you'll know if it has what you need and if you could do it or if you should switch to another country. Then it says the cost of living there is overall low, and looking at individual cities is important. Cancun is a tourist area in the Caribbean coast. The cost of living is about 51% lower than in New York, for comparison, and rent is 83% lower in San Miguel de Allende. It's in Spanish. A charming city in Mexico's interior, popular with expats. The cost of living is around 43% lower than in New York, and rent is 72% lower. These and other cities offer reduced expenses along the amenities that come with living in a resort or expat community. Then they said healthcare is available through government programs that cover low-income residents and require payments of premiums. Private hospitals and specialists offer high-quality care at relatively low cost, and many retirees maintain private insurance or pay cash for medical services. Okay, so hopefully you have your cash ready if you're going overseas. Then they said there are minimum income requirements around $4,300 monthly for temporary residents and $7,300 for permanent residents. Bank account requirements are about $73,000 and $293,000 respectively. Okay. Applications for visa and residence permits are handled through the Mexican consulate. Okay, so the next country on the list in the number 2 spot is Ecuador. With miles of Pacific coastline and an active volcano, natural beauty, and several communities. Ecuador, the gateway to the Galapagos Island, never heard of it, attracts retirees from the United States and other countries. Ecuador uses the US dollar as its currency, and many people in the major cities speak English. That's good to know. I have been to Mexico and I skipped Ecuador. So that was the Central America country, the one country I skipped, but I went to the rest of the countries. It says the overall cost of living in Ecuador is nearly 54% lower than in the United States. In the city of Cuncinha is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular community for expats. The cost of living is about 68% less expensive than New York. Why are they using New York? Most people don't live in New York. So, okay, let's hear what else they said. Okay, so they said high quality healthcare is available at lower cost than in the United States. And all citizens and visitors are guaranteed services. Foreign retirees can join the government system for under $100 monthly for full coverage, or they can provide proof of private insurance. Permanent residence visas are available once an individual has lived in Ecuador for about 21 months under a temporary visa. Minimum income, real estate investments, or bank deposits are required as part of the temporary visa application. Okay, so the third country is one that I talked about in another one of my retirement videos, Costa Rica. Central American country that stretches from the Pacific to the Caribbean with jungles, rain, forests, modern cities, and beaches. And I've been to Costa Rica. Climate, environment, and costs vary throughout the country, but the overall cost of living is about 25% lower than the U.S. Okay, then they said city of San Jose, the country's capital located in the Central Valley, the cost of living is 43% lower than New York. Retirees can choose to live within the city itself or in the mountainous suburbs. But either way, they have access to the amenities offered by San Jose as a popular tourist destination. Residency programs include the Pensionado Visa, which requires a monthly income of at least $1,000 to be transferred to a Costa Rican bank for expensive. The Rentista program for those without a monthly pension requires a minimum of $60,000 or monthly income of at least $2,500 from a guaranteed source for at least 2 years. Okay. Excellent health care is available through public and private programs. The National Medical Program with no co-pays or excursions is available to residents, along with the option of private health care with out-of-pocket costs that can be self-insured or paid through a private insurance policy. Okay, then the next place on the list in number 4 is Portugal. Portugal has become one of the most popular destinations for retirees and visitors of all ages from around the world who adore its beautiful scenery and coastal lines, wine, food, and mild weather. The cost of living is about 35% lower than the U.S., and housing is around 43% more affordable. Those margins widen in the capital of Lisbon, where the cost of living is roughly 50% less than New York. They said retirees must apply at a local consulate for a residence permit, which is valid for 5 years, and then for a permanent visa when that expires. The Golden Visa program, created to encourage foreign investment in Portugal, requires minimum investments in scientific research, real estate, or monetary transfers. Interested retirees with funds to invest should check current details. Excellent health care is available, and legal residents are able to register with the National Health Care Services for access to public hospitals and health care centers, paying for services as they go. For others, health care is generally covered by private insurance, which is required as a condition of receiving a residency payment. Okay, so the next country is Panama, and I've been there. Coming in at number 4, it looks like we went through more countries already, of the best places to retire in 2024. Okay, so it's fourth place for our current year, Panama. So on Luxury Living's annual global retirement index, Panama is a popular retirement destination. Its proximity to the United States and conventional travel options, together with its pleasant climate and low cost of living, have gotten the attention of retirees on average. Housing costs are 53% lower than the U.S. Costs vary depending on the location. For example, in Panama City, the cost of living is 53% lower than New York. The government has made residency in Panama especially attractive with the Pensionado Visa, a plan that requires pension income of at least $500 a month, with benefits that include discounts on a variety of services and a tax exemption on importing household goods. With a valid passport, visitors can stay for 3 months in a permanent residency. A local immigration attorney must handle the details. Panama has a 2-tier health care system with public and private hospitals. Clinics and doctors both requiring co-payments for services with lower costs in the public system. Most retirees choose the private system, which offers excellent care and facilities at reasonable price, covered by private insurance or self-pay. And the next country on the list is Vietnam. And Vietnam has an affordable cost of living, although it's on the other side of the world. So especially for adventurous retirees who appreciate the country's beaches, scenery, food, history, and culture, the overall cost is 59% lower than the United States, and rents are about 79% lower depending on the location. They say it's home to the largest expat community. The cost of living is 70% or so lower than New York. I think they're trying to say that Vietnam has the most retirees, people coming from other places. Since the government owns all the land and foreigners are restricted from purchasing property, most retirees rent an economical way to go. Obtaining a visa is not as straightforward in Vietnam as many other countries, but it's possible to apply for long-term stays and business visas. High-quality health care is very affordable with both public and private systems. Most retirees carry international health insurance and take advantage of private hospitals. The Hon My Medical Corporation has hospitals and clinics across the country. City International Hospitals in Ho Chi Minh City caters to foreigners, and a majority of the medical staff speak English. Okay, I'm saying how much we got left. So it looks like we have 2 last countries on the list. Okay, so the next country is called Montenegro, a popular tourist destination with a coastline on the Adriatic and stunning beachfront resorts. Montenegro is starting to get noticed by retirees. Its beautiful scenery, European location, welcoming population. It has a low cost of living and makes it an attractive place to retire. The average cost of living is around 44% lower than the United States, and the rents are 75% lower than the United States. They said visas of various types can be obtained from the government of Montenegro, and there are provisions for becoming a permanent resident. Investment in Montenegro is encouraged with a variety of incentives, and foreigners are able to buy property. They said that this country is a member of NATO and is expected to join the European Union in the coming years. Both private and public health care are available in this country. Retirees generally purchase private coverage, including medical evacuation, which provides the option of receiving medical treatment in another country if needed. I like that. Remember, I said it's all about health care first. So the last country on our list is Colombia. This South American country on the continent's northwest coast, has beaches, rainforests, and mountains, including the Colombian Andes. The cost of living in Colombia is about 50% lower than the United States, and the rent is 79% lower. Okay, so the city of Bogotá, the cost of living is around 69% lower than in New York. Colombia's healthcare system features modern public and private hospitals with high quality, affordable health care. The public health plan is available to citizens and holders of a national ID card, including retirees with a payment of premiums. Private insurance is also available. Several visa categories include the pensionado, most commonly used by retirees. To obtain it, applicants must prove a minimum monthly income of at least 3 times the minimum salary in Colombia. Income can come from pensions, Social Security, or savings. After 5 years, retirees can apply for a resident visa. Visa holders can also apply for a foreign ID card, which provides access to the healthcare system and other benefits. And that was 8 of the cheapest countries to retire in around the world. Now, if any of you, again, are retirement age and you did end up picking a country, let us know in the comments below. Or if you don't agree with the list that was listed, let us know that you disagree and that maybe you went to Mexico and you experienced this. Like, let us know. Help each other out. That's what we're all here for. So we can make sure we don't end up like the people in another one of my retirement videos where they weren't able to afford to basically live. We don't want to be in those predicaments and situations. So it's important for us all to come together and talk about things. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like and share the video. Bye.